Welcome to The Real Reads Review, your go-to podcast for engaging, conversational, of nonfiction books review. We dive deep into the real stories, big ideas, and powerful insights shaping our world today. Whether you're a curious reader or just looking for your next great read, this is the place to explore the books that matter. Let's get into it.
Dogs, man's best friend or evolutionary masterminds. Today, we're unleashing some surprising truths about our canine companions that might just make you see Fido in a whole new light.
Oh, I'm all ears for this one. What kind of revelations are we talking about?
Well, let's start with a mind-blowing fact. Dogs are essentially genetic wolves adapted to live with humans. They're so tuned into us that they're the only animals that can follow a person's gaze or pointing finger to figure out where food is hidden.
Wait, what? You mean my little Pomeranian is basically a tiny wolf in disguise?
In a way, yes. Through domestication, dogs have undergone significant genetic changes that affect not just their physical appearance, but also their behavioral traits and cognitive abilities. They've developed an increased sociability and reduced aggression compared to their wolf ancestors.
That's fascinating. So, how exactly did this transformation happen?
It's a result of thousands of years of evolutionary adaptation. Dogs evolved from wolves to live and communicate with humans, making them uniquely attuned to human behavior and emotions. This adaptation has resulted in dogs being highly trainable and responsive to human social cues.
So you're saying my dog's ability to give me those irresistible puppy eyes when begging for treats is actually an evolutionary superpower?
You could definitely look at it that way. Those puppy eyes are part of the package that's made dogs such successful human companions. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Remember all those ideas about alpha males and dominance hierarchies in wolf packs?
Oh yeah, I've heard about that. Isn't that supposed to be the basis for a lot of dog training methods?
Well, prepare to have your mind blown again, because it turns out that our whole image of wolf packs and alphas is completely wrong. In the wild, wolves don't live in wolf packs, and they don't have an alpha male who fights the other wolves to maintain his dominance.
No way. You're telling me all those dog training methods based on being the alpha are misguided.
Exactly. In reality, wild wolf packs are just families. They function as family units consisting of a breeding pair, parents, and their offspring. This misconception arose from studies of captive wolves forced to live in unnatural groups.
Well, that certainly puts a new spin on things, so what should we be doing instead?
Great question. What dogs really need isn't a pack leader, but a parent figure. Dogs are essentially juvenile wolves, genetically speaking. They need guidance, consistent rules, and emotional support, just like children do.
That makes so much sense when you put it that way. It explains why positive reinforcement often works better than punishment in dog training.
Absolutely. And it's important to note that this parental approach can vary slightly depending on the breed. Some breeds retain more wolf-like behaviors, while others are more puppy-like throughout their lives.
I can definitely see that in different breeds I've encountered. Now, I've always heard that early socialization is crucial for puppies. Is that related to this parental approach?
You're spot on. Socialization is incredibly important, especially during the critical period between 5 and 13 weeks of age. During this time, puppies need to be exposed to other dogs, cats, children, and adults. It's like a crash course in how to be a well-adjusted dog in human society.
Only until 13 weeks? That seems like such a short window of opportunity.
It is indeed a short window, and it's crucial. If you wait until puppies are older, they'll never be as well socialized as they could have been. But don't panic if you've missed this window. Socialization doesn't stop there entirely. There's also a period of teenage dog socialization from about 6 to 36 months.
That's good to know. What kind of experiences should puppies be exposed to during socialization?
Well, it's important to expose them to a wide range of experiences. This includes various types of people: children, adults, people of different ethnicities, other animals like dogs and cats, and even livestock if possible. They should also be introduced to different environments and stimuli, including various sounds, surfaces, and objects.
So basically, the more varied experiences a puppy has during this time, the better?
Exactly! Well-socialized dogs tend to be more confident, friendly, and adaptable to new situations. They're also less likely to develop behavioral problems in adulthood. It's like giving them a toolkit to navigate the world confidently.
It sounds like socialization sets the foundation for a well-behaved adult dog. But what about older dogs? How do we ensure they develop good behavior?
Great question. One key aspect of good behavior in dogs of any age is frustration tolerance and impulse control. All neurologically normal dogs can learn to control their anger, but it's something that needs to be taught. Think of it as anger management for dogs.
Anger management for dogs. That's a concept I never thought I'd hear.
It might sound funny, but it's crucial. Teaching dogs to tolerate frustration and control their impulses helps prevent a lot of behavioral issues. It involves gradually exposing them to mild frustrations and rewarding calm behavior.
That makes a lot of sense. What kind of exercises can help with this?
Simple commands like stay and wait are great for building impulse control. You can also practice door manners, where the dog waits before entering or exiting. Even exercises around the food bowl, like having the dog tolerate brief interruptions during meals, can help.
Those sound like practical exercises anyone can do at home. But what about more serious behavioral issues, like aggression?
That's a great point to bring up. Many people assume aggression in dogs is about dominance, but often it's rooted in fear or anxiety. Dr. Overall, an expert in the field, says that what we often label as dominance aggression actually comes from an underlying anxiety disorder in dogs.
Really? So an aggressive dog might actually be scared or anxious rather than trying to dominate?
Exactly. They're not so much afraid as they are anxious. This understanding shifts the focus to addressing the underlying emotional issues rather than trying to assert dominance. Treatment approaches might include behavioral modification to reduce anxiety, environmental management to minimize triggers, and in severe cases, even medication.
It sounds like understanding the root cause of the behavior is crucial. So, how can we as dog owners best support our pets and promote good behavior?
One of the most important things we can do is provide calm, assertive leadership. Remember, you're the grown-up in the relationship. Staying calm yourself is key to teaching your dog to stay calm. Dogs are incredibly attuned to our emotional states, so when we maintain a calm, confident demeanor, it helps reduce anxiety and reactivity in our dogs.
So it's not about being dominant, but about being a steady, reliable presence for our dogs?
Exactly! It's about providing consistent guidance, clear communication of expectations, and positive reinforcement of desired behaviors. Think of it as being a good parent, rather than a strict boss.
This is all fascinating stuff. It really changes the way I think about my relationship with my dog. Is there anything else we should know about understanding our canine companions?
Actually, there's one more interesting point to consider. Recent studies have shown that purebred dogs and mutts can differ in their social behaviors and anxiety levels. Dr. Goodwin's study showed that purebred dogs have lost a lot of the natural submissive behaviors of wolves.
That's interesting. So does this mean mutts are better behaved?
Not necessarily better behaved, but they might retain more wolf-like traits, including some anxiety and shyness. Purebreds, on the other hand, may have lost some natural wolf-like behaviors, which can sometimes lead to misunderstandings in dog-to-dog interactions.
Wow, there's so much more to our dogs than meets the eye, isn't there?
Absolutely. The more we understand about our canine companions, the better we can care for them and build strong, healthy relationships. It's all about seeing them for who they really are. Not tiny wolves to be dominated, but family members to be nurtured and guided.
Well, this has been an eye-opening discussion. I think our listeners will have a lot to think about next time they interact with their dogs.
I hope so. Remember, whether you have a purebred or a mutt, a puppy or an adult dog, the key is understanding their needs, providing consistent guidance, and lots of love and patience. The next time you look into your dog's eyes, you're not just seeing a pet. You're seeing thousands of years of evolution and adaptation, all leading to this beautiful bond between humans and dogs.
There is another great source to learn on different topics. The Read Between podcast engage in discussions that dive into the most thought-provoking articles published today. Join us looking on Spotify and other platforms. Remember, The Read Between